Good afternoon. Thank you for taking a few moments with me on this Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. I want to talk to you about something. First, I'm going to read a quote to you from a man by the name of Brother Lawrence from the early 1600s. And he had made it his quest to dwell in the presence of God. He practiced God's presence. And he said this: "It is necessary to examine ourselves carefully to find out which virtues we lack most and which are the hardest for us to acquire. We should seek to discover which sins most easily ensnare us and at what times and on what occasions we usually fall. In time of struggle, we ought to turn to God with perfect confidence, abiding steadfastly in the presence of His divine majesty. In lowly adoration, we can tell Him our sorrows and our failures, asking Him lovingly for the assistance of His grace. In our weakness, we shall find strength in Him." And I thought this was very timely for where we're at right now in Louisville, and I believe in the body of Christ. We're getting ready to cross over in a way that we've never gone before, into a place that we've never been before. And it's a time of really listening to the instructions of the Lord and a time of sanctification. You know, in 2 Corinthians chapter 13:5, it tells us to examine ourselves whether we be in the faith. So we are to do a self-checkup on our walk with God. You know, it's human tendency to take the road of least resistance. We don't want to always deal with the hard stuff. But I like what Brother Lawrence says here. We need to identify what area is it harder for us to conquer? Where is it? What is it that we come up against? What situation do we find ourselves in that it's a real challenge for us to take that on and do it God's way? What is it that God is telling us to do, to draw into our lives that we seem to be real challenged to do that? We need to stop avoiding those areas, and we need to take hold of those areas and deal with the hard stuff. And I like one of the things he says here. I'm going to put it in my words: don't run away from the presence of God. Run to the presence of God. Come before His throne of grace. Come before His presence and receive grace, God's ability to win the victory, to get the breakthrough that you need. And always remember that He will wash you with the water of His word if you will receive His word. I love you. This really is an exciting time that we're living in, and what we're heading into. So I love you, and I will see you again on Monday. Merry Christmas.